Hello, I'm Mark,
I'm Casey.
and today we're going to talk a little bit about that boringest of companies, the Boring Co., and some of their new innovations with their proof rock. But first, let's roll that title.
You're watching the Tesla Life Express.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. Casey and I want to talk a little bit about the Boring Company and some of the innovations that they're putting forth. And actually, I think I've got, do I have a photo? I think I do. The question is can I find that photo? And yes, I have found the photo. So let's share this to talk a little bit about it. Here we go. Boom.
So it's like Elon watching the Ninja Turtles cartoon.
That's right. It's got some green on it even.
Well, yeah, the green too.
So this
why is it like Ninja Turtles, Mark?
This apparently is Proofrock 3, and the white apparatus that it's on is called the Monster, and the Monster apparently is what grabs Proofrock when it's done its work, and it's what can now launch Proofrock when it gets to a new site.
So like the transporter reactor on the SpaceX rockets, or at least the Falcon 9's way.
Yeah. So this particular Monster gantry here, what its job is to do is now it can launch Proofrock onto the ground at a certain angle, allowing Proofrock to start burrowing immediately after it leaves this modified trailer to go into the ground and start its job of digging a tunnel. Unlike traditional tunneling machines that have to have a pit dug for them, and then they're lowered into the pit, assembled, and then allowed to do their work once they're on a horizontal level ground, heading into the tunnel site that they wish to, or the tunnel line that they wish to follow. But what the innovation here, of course, is that this thing can just roll off a trailer. It can point at a certain angle into the ground, and it can start to burrow right at that moment. And you don't have to have a lot of site preparation to be done in order to get your tunnel started. Because, of course, once you break through the earth to start, the mechanism on Proofrock 3 allows it to move different ways, to go further down on another angle, to level out. It can do whatever it wants once it's been pushed into the earth and it's started that hole, which of course is a lot quicker than having to dig a pit and assemble it and then allow it to go.
Curious how it navigates.
Yes, indeed. It's got to be navigating, of course, with GPS being one, but that doesn't help with its depth, would it? GPS is not really helping with its depth. So
not down there. It will help with vertical everywhere else.
Right. But you're right. It's got to have some other advancements to allow it to know precisely where it is in the depth it is underground, because GPS isn't really going to help you with that, how far down you are. You could definitely be pinpointed on a map, but how far underground are you at that particular point? And are you hitting the targets that you need to hit in order to pop up or to arrive at a site in the proper location?
You don't want to be going under a place like, well, if it were possible, you don't want to be going under a place like New York City and then take out a building's legs.
Yeah, or take out a sewage line. Like that would be a real mess, obviously. Being able to, not being able to know exactly where you are would be a serious problem for the Boring Company. Obviously, they've got most of that issue solved, because of course they're digging tunnels in close-knit areas now in Las Vegas, where they're pushing these vehicles by multi-billion-dollar properties, hotels, And of course, there's a lot of services that are buried in the ground to help these hotels run. And you have to be able to navigate and avoid those services to avoid disruptions.
Yeah. Didn't they come with like within an inch at the Gigafactory when they did theirs?
I'm sorry, Casey, what about the Gigafactory?
Weren't they like within an inch or something like that? They said.
Yeah, yeah, for popping out. But of course, they had a lot of leeway. Well, in certain areas of the Gigafactory Texas dig, they had a lot of leeway. When they went under the highway, you had to be at a certain distance underground in order not to affect the highway.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that they could go left or right pretty well as far as they wanted without any issues because there
Yeah.
were services buried underneath the freeway. But when they popped out inside the Gigafactory, then you had concerns about walls and structure that you had
Yeah.
to avoid in order to keep the structure sound and for the room it was popping up into for it to be stable and not an issue. So yeah, they obviously have this dialed in.
Yeah. Because you got to
But
be in the loading bay and not in the paint booth.
exactly, exactly. Or coming up a little too close to a wall could be a disaster.
A load bearing wall.
Yeah, you want this to come out in a precise area, and actually they did have some pictures of this particular monster, the white trailer piece. They showed it actually picking it up inside of Gigafactory Texas and pulling it out. So
Oh, that's cool.
that is the piece of equipment that they rely upon to retrieve Proof Rock 3.
That's exciting. Not quite so boring.
Not quite boring at all.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of cool. And of course, uh, this is Proof Rock 3 that did the dig in Texas, and Proof Rock 4 is in testing now in Texas at the Boring Company's headquarters. And there's even been a couple of pictures of Proof Rock 5 that's
Oh,
being produced. They want this tunneling system to ultimately to be able to dig a mile a week,
that's impressive.
which is a tremendous amount of distance, I would say. Like
Yeah.
and we know Elon's companies have these ambitious goals that they want to be able to achieve, and of course any little any little iteration they can make to speed up the process is going to be overlaid into Proof Rock 4, Proof Rock 5, Proof Rock 6, and so on. It's something that their innovation, very similar to what Tesla, the motor company, does, is that they are looking for actual field tests through projects that they've been assigned, and they're looking at, okay, what worked for us, what didn't work, what could work better, and what solutions could we employ for those type scenarios. And that's happening every day that this machine is in operation, making the machine shorter, making the machine, for example, on the monster trailer, being able to launch it whenever they want at an angle right from the surface. All things that other other tunneling companies have not employed at all. Uh, Tesla's companies tend to think outside of the box that everyone else seems to be constrained by. They're able to work outside of it based on what they want to do and how they want to employ that type of work.
I asked Elon's robot a question. I asked it, how does Proof Rock navigate underground? And it's a combination of GPS, the inertial navigation system, sensors and real time data, as well as surveys, and control systems with advanced treat mechanisms, and so on. So I will read that later. But
I wonder, Casey, if it's very much along the line of like several levels that you see, in common construction where you've got the bubble inside of the liquid tube,
Yeah.
and they know exactly what angle that vehicle is on based on the bubble in the tube. I wonder if there's an electronic version of that where they're just basically tracking the horizontal pitch back and forth.
Same thing your phone uses to know which way to rotate.
Right.
The inertial, well, it's not going to be as cheap as that, but the inertial navigation system will be an advanced version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very interesting.
Similar to why your car doesn't lose track when you go through a medium length tunnel of where you are.
Or underground parking. Yeah.
Yeah, underground parking too.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
cool
remember
stuff.
those the early days of FSD when people in Chicago would go into the underground and the
I would say
FSD
your
would just
turn.
completely lose what was going on. It's like I have no idea where I am. But that has even changed today. So that type of scenario is not happening anymore. So yeah, maybe they're using some of the Boring Company technology. Hmm.
Oh, the
Well,
rockets.
with that, what do you think out there? Do you think that that Tesla will? I'm sorry, the Boring Company will reach that milestone of a mile a week in boring, or is that just one of those lofty Elon goals that not not achievable? But if they make half of it, everyone's still pleased. So in the comments, let us know what you think about a mile a week. Is that achievable?
On a mile a week. Is that still losing to the snail?
No, that would be beating the snail.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Gary the snail moves at a certain rate, and that was the Boring Company's first achievement. Is we want to beat the snail, so we want to move faster underground than the snail can move above ground.
And I
So
would say that's an Elon goal at that point then.
yeah, so
Person.
we shall see. We shall see. But put it in the comments if you haven't already. Please press that subscribe button. Press the thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Helps us out. Gets us in front of more eyeballs. Would really help us out, and we would appreciate that. With that, Casey, any shoutouts?
So on Sunday, catch us over at youtube.com/Casey Green. We'll have a Let's Chat over at 1:10 to 1:30 typically. And then on Monday, come back here for the Tesla Life Express Edition 2. And then on Wednesday, we'll catch you on the live show.
Perfect. Yep, 7 p.m. launches all for all the Tesla Life shows. Would really like to see you out there, and we thank you for being here today. And with that, I think we will bid you adieu, and we'll get together next time, and we will find out what's happening in the Tesla Life.